This is Sean's Corner, where all my ideas are anything but square. My 2022-2023 NFL season predictions. In this segment, I'm going to give my predictions for the 2022-2023 NFL season. Last season, the LA Rams went to the Super Bowl and they took it all, so to speak. Their star player was former Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford. He was a great player with the Lions, but he didn't have the firepower that he has with the Rams. The Rams' offensive line was unmatched last season. According to Las Vegas odds, as reported by TSN, the favorite teams to win the Super Bowl this year are the Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, and the defending champs LA Rams. So let's take time to do a closer look at these top teams, as well as my picks for other contenders in the divisions. Let's start off with my favorite team, the Buffalo Bills. I have been a fan of the Buffalo Bills since 1990, when they had quarterback Jim Kelly. His nickname was Machine Gun Kelly. I guess they gave this name because of the way he could throw the football, like a missile. According to ESPN, they have projected the Bills to be the number one team in the NFL for the next 3 seasons, and I would agree with this assessment. The reason for this is the hiring of head coach Sean McDermott, several successful draft classes, and roster upgrades made by GM Brandon Beane. The Buffalo Bills had the need to upgrade their running game, since Josh Allen would often run the ball himself, which resulted in taking more than his fair share of hits. To help with the running game, they drafted James Cook and signed Duke Johnson. One analyst said that Josh Allen is among the scariest quarterbacks to defend against because of his sharp abilities in both running and throwing the ball. I think the Bills can improve their defense with the help of former Rams linebacker Von Miller. They have a great opportunity to take home the first ever Super Bowl. If they manage this feat, I would certainly jump out of my chair with euphoria. I have no doubt it would make me want to shout.
Shout, kick your heels up and shout, throw your hands up and shout, throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now.
Next up, let's take a look at the former champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. They are a team that are a formidable challenge to the quarterback Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs are a threat because of their revamped offense, which includes wide receiver Travis Kelce. Between the passing of Mahomes and the catching ability of Kelce, they have a chance to put up some pretty big numbers in the passing game. Kansas City has a good defense, and that will pay off, and they will have a long playoff run. They opened their season on September 11th and won with a score of 42-21 over Arizona. They are off to a good start this year at 1-0. In closing, there are a lot of good teams this year in the NFL. I'm hoping the Buffalo Bills will make it to the Super Bowl and win it. They have 4 Super Bowl losses, so I want them to fix it by winning it in 2022. Home Alone. In this segment, I'm going to introduce one of my favorite movies, Home Alone 1. It was released on November 16th, 1990. It's a comedy movie that stars Macaulay Culkin, Daniel Stern, and Joe Pesci. I like it because of all the antics that Macaulay Culkin's character, Kevin McAllister, plays on Harry and Marv, the two crooks. Little known fact, Daniel Stern, who plays Marv, is the narrator's voice in the Wonder Years TV show. The McAllisters are a family in Chicago. They are a hectic family running around like chickens with their heads cut off to get ready for a vacation in Paris. Kevin is the McAllister's youngest son. He is kind of a brat. He calls one of his cousins puke breath, and I thought that was disgusting. He has lots of friction with his family members, but especially his parents. At one point, he gets in trouble for pushing his brother and even calling his mom, "I am already upstairs, dummy." I would never do that. He is sent to the attic for bed as punishment, and he yells, "I don't want to sleep with Fuller. He'll wet the bed. He'll pee all over me. I hope I never see you jerks again." The next morning, the alarm clock doesn't go off because a gust of wind blows a tree over on top of a power line. We slept in! The family is scrambling to get ready to get their ride to the airport. The family gets driven to the airport to go to France, and they don't realize they forgot Kevin upstairs in the attic. Harry and Marv were Kevin's nemesis. They are hoodlums that are up to no good. They scope out Kevin's house to try to rob it. They are trying to steal electronics, like TVs and stereos. When they get there, Kevin is like General Norman Schwarzkopf. He cooks up a plan to protect his house. He has his plan drawn on a long strip of paper, kind of like instructions from IKEA, Swedish for common sense. He is creative. He ties a flamethrower to the front door, so when Harry opens it, it burns his head. Ah! Sizzle! Marv and Harry make it into the house at least, but are outwitted by Kevin and his creative traps. When they are in the house, they get a lot of injuries. Harry has a burned head. He gets his gold tooth knocked out by a full paint can right in the yapper. Marv gets hit with the can too. He slips on toy cars, sticks his head into the mail slot, and Kevin shoots him in the head with a BB gun. That hurts. My favorite injury is when Harry says, "I'm coming in." He climbs through a window and steps on some Christmas balls barefoot. He yells, "I'm going to kill that kid." Kevin ends up swinging to the trios, and he calls the police. Is that Tarzan? Harry and Marv try to swing too, but Kevin torches the rope with kerosene, then ignites it with a match. Harry and Marv are like the Leafs in the playoffs. They fail. They get arrested, and Kevin waves goodbye to Harry, who doesn't look too amused. At the end of the movie, Kevin gets reunited with his family. That's the happy part. The bad part is Kevin had climbed up his brother's shelf and it came crashing down. His brother says, "Kevin, what did you do to my room?" He has a bird. To conclude, Home Alone 1 was an absolute riot because of all the unfortunate things that happened to the crooks, Marv and Harry. I think it is a timeless movie that still tickles my funny bone. Harry, Why the hell are you dressed like a chicken? Keep the change, you filthy animal. Get on your knees and tell me you love me. I knew it was you. I could smell you getting off the elevator. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
In this segment, I am going to talk about my favorite modern band. Holy moly, it's Metallica. Metallica plays heavy, modern metal music. They have fast speeds and really aggressive guitars. They have a heavy sound that uses electric guitars, bass, and drums with gritty vocals. The band has been around since 1981 and are based out of Los Angeles, California. The band is one of the most famous metal bands ever, and they have a following of hardcore dedicated fans. Songs I like are Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters, and Enter Sandman. The songs have a variety of tempos and feelings that always make me tap my feet. Their music videos can be very creepy because of the atmosphere they portray. They are dark and brooding with quick, suspenseful flashes of imagery. Let's mention the band members of Metallica. The vocalist and guitarist of the band is James Hetfield. Yeah. Lars Ulrich is the drummer, and Kirk Hammett plays lead guitar with Robert Trujillo on bass. In the past, members have included Dave Mustaine, who created Megadeth, and Cliff Burton, who was in a tragic bus accident. Jason Newsted was asked to join the band after that. In 1986, Metallica came out with its third compilation called Master of Puppets. It was a very heavy compilation, and it was great work for the band. In 1988, Metallica reached their fifth studio album, And Justice for All, which landed Metallica a Grammy Award recognition. Overall, the band has released 10 albums. My favorite songs, Enter Sandman, and Nothing Else Matters, and Unforgiven, are on their self-titled album that was released in 1991. Holy mackerel, what a compilation. I'm going to ask for that album for Christmas. To finish it off, Metallica is one of the best bands of all time because of their unforgettable songs, which will stand the test of time. Hey, yeah.